So you're thinking about going through the home buying process, but you have no idea how the mortgage process works. Well, even though I'm a real estate agent, I got a little bit of game to give you. Put this video together to show you guys or explain to you guys what to expect when going through the home buying process. Yo, so what's going on, guys? My name is Alex Bearhayden. I'm a local real estate agent operating out of Orange County, specifically Irvine, California. However, I do operate throughout Southern California. I have clients in San Diego, Ventura County. So if you would, please share this video, comment on the video, especially subscribe to the content and like the video if you will, because I guarantee you there are more people who want to hear what I have to say. So when you like it, you make your boy more popular, all right? And when you make your boy more popular, I'm able to talk to more people, you feel me? So share the content and let's get it. All right, so here are quick 5 items that you need to be aware of when going through the mortgage process, and this will kind of make sense as I go along. The number 1 item on the list is you want to have an understanding of what you feel comfortable spending on a house every single month. Now, in previous videos, I've mentioned this. You've heard me say this 100,000 times if you follow my YouTube channel. But the reason why this is so important is because a lot of times people feel like they can only afford X, when in reality, when they look at their debt, when they look at the things that they can and will pay off, whether it's child support that is going to go away in 2 years, and that's going to add $1,000 to your pocket every single month, or whether it's debt that you know you'll pay off in 6 months. You've got 6 months left on this credit card, and that's $150 extra that can go towards your house. A lot of people don't take those things into consideration. They simply say, well, my rent is $4 grand a month and that's all I'm comfortable with spending. And I would never implore you to spend more than you can afford. However, the reason why you want to identify what you can actually afford is because sometimes you're lowballing yourself by thinking, okay, I can only do 4,000 when you can actually do 5. The second item on the list is you want to shop around. Now, when I say shop around, I don't solely mean shop around rates, right? Shopping around the rate is important, but that, to me, in my opinion, that's not the most important thing. When you shop around, you want to shop around people. You want to shop around the lender. Who are you talking to that is giving you the best advice? Who are you talking to that is willing to sit down and walk you through everything? And if you're somebody who has already bought a house and you don't need somebody to hold your hand, like a lot of first-time home buyers do, then you don't need somebody who's gonna try to hold your hand. You want somebody who's gonna be extremely efficient, someone who's gonna just push the papers for you, and someone who's going to communicate with you. Now for me, when I talk to clients, one of the things that I love the most about certain lenders is their ability to communicate, right? And not solely with me, but you're the lender. I should not have to be the one breaking down numbers and figuring out how we can make things work. Now, of course, pull me into the process, but as the lender, you should be drawing up the X's and O's and understanding how can we move things around in order to get the deal done so that our buyers don't fall through the cracks and can't ultimately get the house that they want. For example, just to use me for example, when I bought my house, there were things I had to do and I basically had to figure out, which is basically pay off certain things. And ultimately, when I looked at everything a couple years later, talking to, lender buddies of mine now, they were like, you didn't have to pay that money. You could have just gone a different route, done X, Y, and Z, and you still could have gotten the same house. And I'm like, all right, great. Right, so making sure that your lender is breaking everything down to you is very pivotal in my opinion. Another reason why you don't want to focus on the rate itself and, well, this guy got me 4% and this woman's giving me 5%, but she's offering X, Y, and Z, right? So you don't really want to focus so much on the rate, because when you're talking about 5% versus like 4 3/4 or 5 1/4, you're talking about like a 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks on your mortgage. And I know when people talk, I've heard these conversations, when people talk, they want to say, I got this rate, or I got this rate, or you got that rate, well, I got this rate. And it seems like it kind of becomes like a competitive kind of thing, and it doesn't have to be that, and it shouldn't be that. And one thing to note, little side note, you can buy your rate down up to a certain point if you have extra funds. Now, it's not cheap, but in the long run, you could possibly save money if you buy your rate down now as opposed to just paying it over time. The third item on the list is you have to choose the right loan product for you. Now, here are a few examples. You have a conventional loan, you have FHA loan, and if you're a veteran or active duty, you've got the VA home loan. There are also individual banking loan options or loan products that each lender has. So if you like a lender in particular, you can ask them, hey, what are all of the loan products you have? And they'll break them down individually. For example, I know Bank of America, and I've never worked with Bank of America. I don't think I ever probably will. But you know, Bank of America has a program where they're able to get you into a house right now if you're in Los Angeles County for no money out of pocket. Your closing costs are covered up to 3% of the purchase price. There's no credit requirement. They will still run your credit, but there's no credit requirement. For example, sometimes you have to have a 700 or a 680 or things like that. But this Bank of America program doesn't do that. So you want to make sure that you're choosing the right loan product. If you can't afford 20% down, then maybe still stay conventional and go 10% down. If you can't do 10% down, then of course you have 3.5%, which is FHA. But what comes with the FHA is PMI. If you're getting a condo, then you have PMI, which is private mortgage insurance, which is a couple $100 on top of your mortgage. If you get a condo, then you also have to deal with, if you're using FHA, if you get a condo, you also have to deal with HOA, right? Condos come with HOAs. So now you got a few $100 on your HOA, say $400. Then you got $200 in PMI, so that's $600 that is going on top of your mortgage payment. If you need to save that $200, then maybe consider not going FHA. Another issue with FHA, and I think I've discussed this in previous videos. If I have, I'll put it up there. If not, I'll just keep pointing like I know what the hell I'm talking about. Another thing about FHA is when you're dealing with condos, sometimes it gets very tough finding a condo that is FHA approved. Now, the reason why it has to be FHA approved, it has to be on the government's website. The government has to be aware. Some condos who were recently FHA approved fall through the cracks because they haven't renewed their FHA status. The fourth item on the list is you want to get pre-approved. Now, this is item number 4, very self-explanatory. You want to get pre-approved so that you have a detailed understanding on what house you can afford. You want to have a detailed understanding on what house you can afford because you don't want to be looking at houses that are $300,000 above your budget, or you don't really want to take a look at houses that are $300,000 below your budget as well, because typically if you're going that low, then you're not going to get everything that you desire in your house. So getting pre-approved is going to be extremely important. It's going to help you out. It's going to help the realtor out as well. And it's going to help your lender out because now your lender is able to say, all right, if we tweak this and we do that, then we can actually pull off you getting a house at XYZ price. So number 4, you have to get pre-approved. And a lot of people start with a pre-qualification. A pre-qualification is similar, but it's not the same. A pre-qualification is you speak with the lender and you tell them, hey, these are my debts, this is what I have going on, and then they give you a rough estimation. That's what I like to call it, a rough estimation. This is a rough outline, roughly what you can afford. However, a lot of times things pop up in a credit report, things pop up when your lender runs your numbers, and so then your number goes down or your number goes up. Well, we thought you can afford 800 grand where you actually can afford, 875. So getting pre-approved is number 4 on the list, but is one of the most important for sure. All right, 5th item on the list, you have to put an offer on the house. Once your offer is accepted, the real excruciating headaches begin. All right, now going through the home loan process is definitely a bit frustrating. The lender will always hit you up maybe once, a couple times a week and say, hey, we actually need this, we're missing this, we thought you submitted that, but we don't have it. So be prepared. When you go through the lending process, you will be submitting a lot of paperwork. You will be submitting a lot of documentation. You will be frustrated because you will say, I know I sent them this. All of this stuff comes with it, but I promise you in the long haul, in the long run, right, you're gonna be happy with it because you're gonna end up in a house that you are satisfied with. All right, before we continue, I have to stop the video just to remind y'all, hit the like, subscribe to your boy's YouTube channel, and share the video with anybody you know who's going through the process of home buying. And if they have questions, I want your boy's face to pop up. So please show some love. I know people will need the information that I'm speaking. So share the video, like the video, and comment if you hate everything I'm saying. Awkward smile. And with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. Remember, like, subscribe, share the content with anybody who you believe would take advantage of the information that I am providing y'all. All right, until the next time.